Wednesday.
Hello everybody, this is Wednesday. Sorry I didn't have a video up last week. It was craziness, and as usual, I'm insanely busy today, so this is probably going to be another crazy one-taker. Let's see how it goes. Okay, first off, I have to catch up for last week. Last week was Book Week, and Hunger Games Week, and Hunger Games related Book Week. I don't know, something like that. So I will recommend a book for people who really love to read, and a book for people who really like to read and liked the Hunger Games. I'll start with that one. If you like to read and you liked The Hunger Games, I recommend a series called the Old Kingdom series by Garth Nix. He's an Australian writer, and he does in 3 books the best job I've seen of creating a believable fantasy world, and it's really unique. It's a great world that he creates. It's the Old Kingdom series. The books are Sobriel, Lyriel, and Aberson, and then there's a couple short stories out there that also fit in that era. It's about a character called the Aberson who is her job is to undo all the evil that necromancers do. It's fun. And then book for people who just really love reading would be this book called Infinite Jest. It is the best thing I have ever read. It is 1,079 pages of pure awesome. Yes, that's a lot, and it's very fine print, and there's a lot going on in there. It deals with all sorts of awesome subjects. I can't even begin to explain it, but if you feel like the massive undertaking of that long of a novel, I highly recommend it. I could go on and on about books, but I'm not going to because I want to be nice to you guys, and I am going to skip through to this week, which doesn't have a theme. But Tuesday, Dana has requested to know how holograms work. And luckily, I'm full of random facts, so let me do some splaining. Holograms depends entirely on what you're talking about. There are probably 3 different things which people tend to consider holograms. There's a true hologram, which is sort of like a photograph from all angles at once that involves a crazy lighting setup and camera thing with lasers, and it's really awesome when it turns out. They look kind of like weirdly 3-dimensional pictures, but you have to have the light projected on them in just the right way, and you have to look at them in just the right way, but they're perfectly 3D because you can look all the way around them if the light's projected at them right. Is awesome. That's a true hologram. Might not be what you're talking about, though. You might be talking about a lenticular print, which is those little, like, usually printed on card, and it's ridged, and so when you turn it this way and that, the image changes. That was invented like quite a while ago. I want to say middle of the 20th century they invented that, perhaps earlier. And it's printed on bumps, so depending on which part of the bump you're looking at, you're seeing a different part of the image. So that's pretty cool. Those are the ones that go if you scratch them. Now you probably know what I'm talking about. And then the third kind is essentially a 3-dimensional projection, which is what you see in stuff like Star Wars, which is theoretically possible, and they've done it in labs, but a true 3-dimensional projection is insanely hard to replicate. So what most people think are 3-dimensional projections that they're seeing, for instance, at a Gorillaz concert or certain Japanese anime singer concerts, is a variation of a very old theater technique. And that technique is called Pepper's Ghost. And the way Pepper's Ghost works, this is really ingenious. I'm going to explain this in probably something that you guys have all hopefully seen, which is the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. If you guys remember, the ballroom at the Haunted Mansion has these ghosts that come in and out and dance up on the ceiling and down on the floor below you. The way they do this, and I'll try and explain this without diagrams, and I might end up linking you to some diagrams in the doobly-doo, so look for that because it might be a little hard to explain without it. Anyway, how this works is you see the ballroom in front of you. What you don't see is a really thick pane of glass about 10 feet out between you and the ballroom. Now, what you don't notice is above where you are and below where you are is an exact mirror image of the ballroom painted black. But what's in there are the animatronics that look like the ghosts painted very brightly colored and lit. So all you see is their reflection in the glass when the lights are turned on onto them. But since the glass is very clean, you don't see the glass. You just see their reflection, which gives them that weird, otherworldly, ghostly appearance and allows you to bring them in and out just by turning the lights on or off. Now, what you do for a Gorillaz concert or a Mikune concert or something like that is just a really high-tech version of that. In front of the stage, they put a it's a very thin perforated sheet, which is essentially invisible to the naked eye after a certain range. And it's projected on from below by either a strong projector or a very powerful LED. And that is what projects the image. Now, you might think it looks 3D, but the genius of that is it's not stereoscopic 3D. It's not 3D by making two different images that your eye then sees and puts together like it would with a 3D television set or a 3D movie or even a Nintendo 3DS. Those are all stereoscopic. What this is it's completely based on perspective. It's just as 3D as, like, I don't know, a classic painting that uses perspective. It's just a complete trick of the eye in that sense. And the fact that you're seeing it happen at an actual distance away from you is what gives you that effect of it being 3D. So that is the 3 different kinds of holograms. I hope you liked it. Alrighty, I will talk to you guys later. Wednesday out.